This guy needs help, and not just because his forehead is twitching. Grover is, well, one of the strongest supports in the game, and normally when you play him with the talent Rampant Blooming, he is able to pump out a bunch of healing, have a bunch of self-sustain, some of the best mobility in the game, and do a bunch of damage too. But he also has, at the same time, one of the worst talents in all of Paladins. So what am I talking about? Well, of course, I am talking about Deep Roots, which at one point in history was hard meta for this character, and then they reworked it. So Deep Roots causes Crippling Throw to chain to nearby enemies up to 2 times, dealing damage, of course, because it's chaining, but also causing a healing aura to manifest around the nearby enemies and the original one. And this heals nearby allies for 50 healing every half a second, or in other words, 100 healing per second. Yeah. And it also comes with the Remedy keyword, which gives him 5% extra damage and 10% healing done. And we're going to pair it with this build, which is just a bunch of cooldown spam, because, I don't know, I guess why not? We're going to grab some Chronos as well. But this talent is utter trash. It is hot garbage. I'm so glad I'm not the only healer on the team, because I'm basically throwing by picking this. And the reason for that is, well, let me just hit the Crippling Throw. Oh, JK. He put the shield up! No! Alright, hit the Crippling Throw, and you see that green circle? That is the radius of which you have to hug the enemies as a teammate to get 100 healing per second. Which, by the way, 100 healing per second is like what a lot of healers in this game get after the healing has been diminished by Cauterize. Like, Saris does, what, 1,000 healing per second or something like that? So at 90% Cauterize, that would be 100 healing per second. So then Grover Deep Roots, with Cauterize applied to it, right, takes 100 healing per second down to 10 healing per second. As, yeah, a healing/hybrid talent. And yeah, I guess it can chain on the enemies, so, oh, it's actually like 300 healing per second or whatever, because of the chain, haha. No, it's not. And also, you'll see another thing. Look, as that Fernando moves around, he was taking the healing pool with him. So this is the only talent in the game where the enemies can run away with your healing. It's beyond words, honestly. The fact that the enemies with their movement skills can just walk away with your healing pool is so laughable. Like, you would think, naturally, oh, let's spawn a healing pool at the ground, just at the enemy's location, right? But then, you know, it just... Holy crap, I got flanked. But yeah, then it just, like, you know, it just stays there. Once they move away, you know, they just move out of their own zone. Like, it's a one-time location deal. Nope. No. It turns them into mini Grovers. But really mini Grovers, because it basically does nothing at all. It's so bad. And this talent has been untouched for what feels like centuries at this point. It's been so long. This talent got reworked, and these are, I'm pretty sure, the original numbers. I don't even think they changed it at all, apart from slapping a keyword on it. So, yeah. I don't know why it's taken so long to just give this talent anything. I mean, come on, double the healing output would be a start. It would still be utter hot garbage, but, I mean, geez. They're not even trying, and I don't get why. Because it is an interesting talent idea, in my opinion. There are some areas where this could be a cool application. Because Grover has limited range on his Blossom, right? You have to hug Grover. But if Grover could snipe a Crippling Throw out, past his range, and summon healing pools, that would be pretty cool. It would extend his range, but you have to hit enemies for it. And your team would have to be careful, you know? Obviously. And they'd have to, like, chase the enemies down. But no, the radius is so small. The enemies can run away with your healing, and the healing's not even worth it to begin with. If you stand that close to an enemy, you're only getting 100 healing per second, and you're going to take way more damage than that. So, yeah, it's just so silly. So yeah, this talent, it needs to, A, have more range, because the radius is so small. B, the enemies need to be able to not walk away with your healing. That's just stupid. And C, it needs to just do more healing than 100 healing per second. I mean, that is just so tiny. It's really, really sad. And the thing is, it's not even worth it to pick this talent just for the keyword. There are some talents that are kind of like that, maybe, I guess, kind of, a little bit. But not this one. Yeah, the extra damage is nice, but it doesn't even give you extra healing on your Blossom. So it's not like your Blossom is going to be doing more healing with this either. Your Blossom is also doing less healing with Deep Roots than it is with Rampant Blooming. It's just through and through not a good talent. Like, if you want the extra damage, just play Ferocity. You'll get way more damage. You won't even lose any healing, apart from, you know, a little bit of extra healing on the Blossom, right? And if you want healing, then obviously just play Rampant Blooming. There's genuinely no reason to pick this talent. I do see some people pick it occasionally, and I just have to wonder what is going on inside their head. I have an excuse. I'm making a video about how bad it is. But yeah, let's do some more Chronos. I guess just max that out, because I'm only relying on my Blossom to heal, so I definitely need that, you know, up as much as possible. The only other genuine benefit to this talent is that it does that chain damage, and that is kind of cool for, like, the group cripple and area damage. I actually don't even know if the chain cripples or not, because it's gone through some weird phases back when this talent was actually a rooting talent. That's where it got the name from, Deep Roots. Back in the day, it used to root, and originally it was a talent that would chain and root everyone it chained. Then they just made it so it slowed everyone it chained and only rooted the first target, but it was still overpowered. So then they just reworked it to what it is now. And I don't know if this edition actually cripples other people in the chain or not, because you can't be bothered to test it. It's still trash regardless of if it changed the cripple or not. But if it doesn't even chain the crippling, you know, crowd control effect, then that's just even worse, and the extra damage then isn't even really worth it. So, I missed my cripple. That's bad. I didn't get my reset. I'm dead. We're also really going to struggle this match because we have triple support, and that means we're really going to be lacking on damage. I'm already throwing. And then we have Io, which is not a support you want in triple support because she doesn't do enough damage. And then we do have damage Saris, but yeah. We also have a solo tank Rom. We have Koga as our only flank. This is probably not going to end up being a victory for us, even though we pushed it in at the start. Heavy support comps always do really good in early game and really bad in late game, so... Okay, let me pop over here. Give you a Blossom, I suppose. Miss the cripple like a dummy. Oh, boy. Oh, he's so one. Okay, good. Our Koga's just carrying where I am failing. Oh, man. We still got Barrack back there. I don't know what he's doing flanking like that. But let's just try and focus on this defense here. We are actually doing a good job pushing them back. I mean, it seems like our Koga is at least doing a good job, which is good, because we definitely need him to. He's kind of our win condition here. If he can actually get kills, then I guess we'll be set. I certainly am not getting kills. I think I'll pop ult here just to save Rom. There you go. Ooh, we got the Saris ult. Let me hit that crippling throw. Do that extra damage. And run away. I have to say, though, with this whole keyword thing, you guys know I don't like keywords, just because I think it's a really silly idea. And I still don't know why they haven't removed them, considering most of the community also doesn't like keywords. But there's one thing that especially irks me about keywords, specifically when it comes to Grover, and that's the fact that they nerfed his damage output to make keywords a thing. So, like, Ferocity, even with the keyword right now, is doing less damage than it used to back in the day. I don't even think you can hit 1,000 damage axes anymore. I think it only goes up to like 900, or something like that. And obviously it does less healing than it did before. And yeah, if you play Rampant Blooming, then you also lose out on the keyword damage, and your base damage is just not nearly as good as it once was. And it makes Grover more of a heal bot than originally he was intended to be. Which Grover's main identity has been that he's kind of a hybrid. He does a lot of damage, and he does a lot of healing. And he also has the added benefit of being able to heal through walls and being consistent, right? But he's kind of one of those guys that really supplements the team's damage. That's what he does as the support. But he's not able to do that as much as he was back in the day because of these keywords. And I'm just not a fan of that. I honestly would prefer it if he just didn't have these keywords, right? And he still was able to have some good healing, right? Good bursts and stuff like that. But he just did more damage, you know? Kind of like make him lean more into that than, you know, the whole healing thing. I'm not saying, like, kill his healing output. I'm not saying to just buff his damage raw, just on top of the healing output of, like, keyword-boosted Rampant Blooming or whatever, right? Because that would be silly. He's already pretty much the best support in the game, in my opinion, because of what he's able to do with that talent in terms of consistent self-sustain, consistent healing, good burst healing, good damage, all that, right? But yeah, like, if keywords get removed, and I have to say if, because honestly, I don't know if they will be removed. I want to say when they're removed, but they've been in the game for so long now that I feel like they're just here to stay, which really makes me angry, because I don't want them to be. It's also a half-finished system, too, because they're only on 4 supports. It's so frustrating. But if keywords do get removed, that's the direction I would like to see Grover go in, personally. And honestly, just make Ferocity hit 1,000 damage axes again at long range, please. It's so satisfying, and it's not like it was busted either. But, like, geez, back in the day, like, right before keywords, there was actually the ability for you to play Grover with Ferocity as the main support. In fact, I think it was the meta for a time. Like, the actual strategy with Grover. Because you would do the best damage, and you would still do competent healing. And yeah, you wouldn't be able to out-heal someone like a Healbot IO, right? Not necessarily without a lot of work anyways. But, you would have all that extra damage, and that was really what you picked the support for. And it was really nice. I suppose, you know, this kind of is, tying back into that conversation we had in the Genos video, which, funny enough, we're on the same map, so I guess, hey, that's cool, too. But yeah, I don't know, let me know what you think about that in the comment section, obviously. Am I crazy? I don't know. And this video is going to come out after the Genos video. So, if you called me crazy for my thoughts about that in the first video, I'm not even going to know it for this video. And so you're probably going to be mad at me in this video, because I'm recording this at the same time as the Genos video, but this is going to be out like a few days later. Or something like that. I don't know. Time is confusing. But yeah, like I said, I've been recording a bunch of videos just to go out while I'm doing IRL things that require me to not have time to stream, or unfortunately. So yeah. Well, yeah, surprisingly, we ended up winning that game, and I got top healing on my team, but I don't think that's much of an accomplishment. Saris wasn't trying to heal pretty much at all, although for a damaged Sarah, she did less damage and less less kills than I did, so she wasn't really doing much of anything, actually. Even our IO outkilled her, surprisingly enough, and she didn't get 52,000 healing, or she didn't out-heal me either, she only got 52,000 healing. But we also had a ROM who's pretty self-sufficient. It was kind of weird. And I guess that really does just show the raw strength of Grover as a character intrinsically, without even a good talent. Because we were able to play an objectively terrible talent, and still do pretty darn good there. Although, I have to say, a lot of that was off the back of our Koga, who got 17 kills there. He absolutely hard-carried that game, so good for him. But, yeah, Grover's just a beast if you know how to play him, man. Definitely, I would say, the best support to pick up if you're looking for a powerful and fun support to play. He's really good. Really, really good once you know how to play him. But yeah, Evil Mojo still needs to help him out with his talent. They still need to remove frickin' keywords. And yeah, we'll see if any of that actually happens in the future here, or if they're just going to leave Deep Roots as a dead talent for the rest of time. But yeah, let me know what you think in the comment section down below. Make sure to drop a like if you enjoyed, subscribe if you're new around here, and I will see you all next time. Peace out.